welcome to Walt's Apartment Podcast. Tonight it is just Courtney and I hanging out here in the apartment, ready to talk some Disney news. So we've got some scary cruise news to talk about. We're going to talk about how to celebrate 4th of July in the parks and some other fun things that we've got going on. So how are you tonight, Courtney?
I'm good. Long day at work. Getting ready to have a long weekend.
And a long fun weekend. Yeah, tell everybody who doesn't listen to Extra Magic Hour, because they should, but tell everybody what you and Joey have coming up soon.
So Joey and I are going on, his first cruise, my second Carnival cruise, to Cabo and Ensenada starting next Wednesday we leave. Well, we'll go down to Long Beach on the 9th, but we leave on the 10th, so we'll be there on Thursday.
So you've been to Cabo before, right?
I went on a work trip to Cabo, yes.
But Joey's not been?
I don't know if he's been to Cabo or not, but I know he's never been on a cruise ship. So.
Oh, that's exciting. And I mean, it's no Disney cruise, but
no,
Carnival cruises are still fun.
Yeah, but it's a 5-day Carnival cruise. We're going horseback riding, and we're going we're gonna go see some breweries and eat pizza and tacos and all that fun stuff. So
it'll be a blast. Can't wait to hear about it. So before we jump too far into today's topics, we want to thank our sponsors, Sunken City Design, Getaway Today, and We're in the Park. And a big shout out to our Lamplighters, who are our Patreons. They are over in our Discord, actually, keeping the conversation going and hanging out with us. So if you have not joined our Discord, it is absolutely free. You should join it. Hang out with us there. Check out our tiers on Patreon. And if you need to find those links, they are on all of our social media or in our show notes on any of our podcast episodes. So let's see. Let's say hi to who we have here in the chat today. We've got Entertainer. Hello, how are you? Jen, good to see you. Oh, Kevin's here.
Hey, Kevin.
Totally free Discord, Sean Williams says.
Right.
Sean Williams, who is ditching us tonight because he has to work.
Yep.
Work.
Boo.
Nobody needs to work. Just kidding. We all need to work.
Yeah.
So we are actually going to get started with some This Week in Disney History. So, July 1st, 1975, Wedway People Mover officially opened in Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World, often called the Tomorrowland Transit Authority. AZ Big Man says girl power, for sure. And we get to love on each other some more tomorrow night when we record Extra Magic Hours. So we're going to try and bring a little Extra Magic Hour magic to our Walt's Apartment live show tonight.
Yeah.
You were -2 in 1975. She said, I was just a twinkle in my dad's eyes. The greatest segment of the entire show. Okay, Sean. I don't know about all that. We had to modify it a little bit for Extra Magic Hour. So if you haven't been listening to Extra Magic Hour, 1, what's wrong with you? But 2, go listen to it. Go listen to the list we put on.
What are you doing with your life?
Because on Extra Magic Hour now, we don't just cover Disney parks. We cover all of the theme parks across.
We even talk about Halloween Horror Nights.
We do. And we're talking about like Universal's horror themed, what do we want to call them? Experiences that they're planning all across the U.S. right now. They've got one opening up in Vegas soon. We've got one opening up in Chicago.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I'm scared but excited because I'm gonna have to go take one for the team, but I'm a little nervous about it. So back to the greatest segment of the entire show, as Sean likes to call it. Just kidding. July 1st, 1933. The Mickey Mouse short, Mickey's Gala premiered. So that's a long time ago.
That is.
But even before that, in 1928, Steamboat Willie was test screened with live sound effects at an early version, like at an early showing.
Oh, okay.
So For those of you who don't know, that's Disney's first sound cartoon. It was 1928. And then
But we celebrated it in November, but it was test screened
it was
in July.
with sound. It was the first time they tried it with sound. So it's a little different. And obviously lots of things leading up to park opening, with July 17th, 1955 being the official dedication opening. So we'll have that in our next coming weeks for This Week in Disney History. But right now, Entertainer. This just in from Entertainer. This Week in History 2010. Eileen Woods, the voice of Cinderella, passed away in 1989. Ben Wright, voice of Roger in 101 Dalmatians, and Grimsby in The Little Mermaid, died. Always count on Entertainer to come through with some extra This Week in Disney History. He's got all the facts. Yep. Entertainer, where do you pull your facts from? Are those just like stored in your brain? Do you have a database somewhere? I'm curious where you pull your This Week in Disney History from. So, while Entertainer answers that, we are going to get ready to hear from one of our sponsors. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about some unfortunate Disney cruise news that ended up being okay, but we'll get there.
I do too, Entertainer. Got a lot of data stored up here.
All right, so we are going to hear from Where in the Park.
Hey fam, what scavenger hunt are you doing?
Well, we are doing Where in the Park.
Do you guys know Where in the Park? Because we do.
We do. So how you play this is that they give you a deck of cards with an image on it, and you get to look around and see where in the park that is.
And they're fun. So if you like to find stuff, this is what you need to do.
The amazing game, Where in the Park, right here.
If you're a seasoned Disney park goers as we are, it's a fun, challenging even for the hardcore Disney parks fan.
We have played the Where in the Park games that we felt like, ooh, we got
still
this
a challenge.
Oh no, yeah, still a challenge, a fun challenge though, not an impossible challenge.
Check
Yeah,
them out.
they get really close to details, and you're like, I have never even seen that. I don't even know.
Where in the park have I seen that?
The great thing about these is that they're not in attractions and they're out in the open places. It's meant for families to play.
Besides people who've been there a lot, it's fun for people that are new to the parks as well, because you catch some of those details that you would probably miss when you're first going.
So there's images that you are finding on one side of the card, and then the other has the hint and the answer that you can reveal if you choose to.
Before it was just the hint and the answer, but now if you really want the land,
It'll tell you
they'll
where.
give you the land for an extra hint. You guys can take as long as you wish without the hint.
Yeah.
Without the hint, it's hard.
But that's what makes it fun.
But they do not just do Disney parks, obviously. What other parks do you guys actually cover?
Universal and all that good stuff.
East Coast, West Coast, and they're continuing to expand even more after that.
Check them out, whereinthepark.com, if you need to get some game packs. They are so much fun.
We appreciate Where in the Park.
They're awesome.
We love
Kevin and
that.
Amanda.
Get you some Where in the Park today.
Hell yeah.
Use promo code Walt's APT Podcast to save 10% at whereinthepark.com.
Definitely check out Kevin, Amanda, and Kim at Where in the Park. They are not just huge supporters of the show. They are a huge part of our team here, part of our family, and they help us make the magic come true.
Yeah.
And they make your Disney Parks vacation magical too, or any theme park vacation magical, because they've got game packs for pretty much everywhere you're going to travel to in the U.S. that is theme park based. So
yeah, Universal, Knott's, anything. Six Flags, all across America. Woo.
Yep, all over the place. And that is a huge feat. We love them for that. So I'm going to share this video that came from TikTok. Sean shared it in our Discord, and then we'll talk about it after.
Deck of the Disney Dream today, and her father immediately jumped in after her. And what happens next is crazy impressive. So while we don't have a lot of details right now about exactly what happened, except for what other passengers are able to share with us through social media, we do know that a little girl did fall from deck 4 of the Disney Dream while it was en route to Fort Lauderdale. Immediately after she fell overboard, her father jumped in after her. What a lot of people don't know is that a lot of these cruise ships have something called a MOB system, which is a man overboard detection system, which will immediately tell crew members that somebody has gone overboard. Very shortly after this occurred, over the overhead, passengers were able to hear a signaling for what's called a Mr. Mob. And Mr. Mob is their code word for man overboard, all crew in action. We're stopping what we're doing. We're going to go rescue these people. Within minutes of them going overboard, they were able to throw life preservers to them. And then from there, they were able to stop the ship, get lifeboats into the water, and within 10 minutes were able to rescue them. It took about 4 to 5 minutes, and then they were back on the ship. This might seem like a lot of time, 20-ish minutes to tread water, but when I tell you that that is actually very impressive, that is very impressive. Of course, all the credit due is to the fast acting and highly trained crew that Disney has on board, because this is something that they train for. While we don't know exactly how this little girl ended up in the water, what we do know is that they still keep up with their training, even though they do such a great job of designing their ships in a way where people don't go overboard. Now, not all ships have a MOB system, and that's something that has also been credited to Disney, is that they put a MOB system into every single one of their ships. And while other lines will claim that it really isn't a great system and it's not as effective as people claim, this actually goes to show you that it's pretty effective. This rescue happened so quickly that it was actually speculated that the ship was docked, because it was record time, but it was confirmed that the ship was en route. And so honestly, the fact again that they were able to do this so quickly, it just really highlights how impressive that crew is on board that ship. So hats off, or ears off in this case, to the Disney crew. Our thoughts are.
So yeah, it's definitely a fear for a lot of people going on cruise ships. What if I fall over it? Not that you and Joey, are not getting on a cruise soon.
I know. I was like, when this happened, I was like, oh shit. Great.
But
not that he has a fear of cruise ships, and honestly, it doesn't happen very often. Like she said, we don't know any details about, well, at least on a Disney cruise, it doesn't happen very often. But like, we don't know the details of how the little girl was able to go overboard, but luckily the father jumped in right away, and the Disney crew, like she said, got in there really, really quickly and was able to save both of them and get them back on the ship. It is kind of really hard, especially on deck 4, to fall overboard. So it is under investigation right now. They haven't said much else about it, and they did say that she did not get placed on the railing, and she was not held over the railing by her father or anybody else. So that means she either climbed or was doing something she wasn't supposed to.
They make it virtually impossible to fall off of a cruise ship. You have to
really
try
try
to
hard.
fall off. You have to try to fall off.
And there's plexiglass like everywhere, and like you'll see like in a lot of these Disney cruise ship groups where people are like posting pictures outside of their I don't think so.
Kevin says she fell backwards through a porthole.
The portholes don't open. Most of the Dream and the Fantasy have been upgraded where the portholes are magic portholes, where you see you can see the outside, but also like Disney characters show up on them, like their screens. So I don't think they're
really.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Disney characters will show up in the portholes. So I don't think she fell out of a porthole.
So let's talk about cruise ship layouts then for Disney Cruise Line, because I've never taken Disney Cruise Line. I've taken other cruises, but what would you? So is fourth? What is the fourth deck?
The fourth deck usually see the thing. This is the thing is also I know the Disney Dream and the Disney Fantasy are a different class of ship that we have not been on yet. We will be going on the Fantasy in February. But usually deck 4 is where like the Walt Disney Theater is. It's got the shops. A lot of this stuff is indoors. It could be different on the bigger ship, but like on the Disney Magic and the Disney Wonder, like deck 4 is where all the shops are, unless you go out like on, now they all have like an atrium outside that you can walk along the outside of
Like
the
seating and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, but like but a child would not be taller than that, I don't think so.
Sean said they said the ship has holes that didn't have glass. This was back by the track, and it's believed she fell through one of them.
That could be. I mean, you're not really supposed to be back there.
That still doesn't sound.
Because I know that it has a running track. I think those ships have a running track, so she could have been on that. I don't know if that's.
Yeah, that's what
true
it
or
sounds
not.
like Sean is saying over by the running track, and part of it didn't have glass and she fell through it. That is going to be a lawsuit waiting to happen if that's what happened.
Right.
But thank goodness
But then also,
that
she
she's
shouldn't have
okay.
been there by herself.
Well, obviously she wasn't. Her dad was there. So
yeah. Oh, that's true. He did see her and go right.
And he
in.
jumped in right after. So that is just, it's scary. Definitely something that no parent wants to experience, or honestly, nobody on that cruise ship wants to see any kid or anybody for that matter get hurt. But I will say, like, that response time is amazing, because a lot of times historically on cruise ships, when people fall over, they do not get rescued.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
And also, like, if it was a different cruise ship, like she was saying, like, because, you know, some don't have a MOB system.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it was a different cruise ship, it could have been a lot worse. So.
Yikes. Yeah. But we're not saying don't take Disney cruises.
Yeah.
Take them. Just
I mean, it's totally safe, and just be aware of your surroundings and watch your kids at all times. Like you should be.
Okay. Definitely. We're going to move into the parks, though.
Yes.
Because it's a little bit of a somber week for people who have sentimental value to things that are held within Magic Kingdom in particular. So, hang on. We can stop for a second. We can go back. This week in Disney history, 1986, The Great Mouse Detective was released. Its success kept Disney interested in making cartoon movies. Thank you. All right.
I love that movie.
We've got something for the memory books and something for the blueprints that are coming to Magic Kingdom. So we said goodbye to a few things in Magic Kingdom this week, and we're even saying hello to Reimagined Epcot this week. So lots of things coming and going.
Yes.
So this Sunday marks the final day for Tom Sawyer Island and the Liberty Square Riverboat and the Rivers of America Loop. They're not e-ticket attractions. They're not 90-minute wait line or wait rides.
No.
But for a lot of people, they were the soul of the early Magic Kingdom days. Tom Sawyer Island was just, a curious place to explore. And the raft ride over was just something that made it a little extra special, a little extra Disney magic, something that you didn't really have in other theme parks. And then the caves, obviously something that kids loved exploring. They weren't rides, they were spaces that you could just go and be with your kids and hang out, just breathe, relax, play at your own pace. And that's something that is becoming really rare in the Disney parks, is just having that downtime, that space where you can just go and exist. I know a lot of us like to find a spot to sit and just watch the ambiance. But for kids, I think that Tom Sawyer Island was a great space. So we do know that it is now closing. To make way for the Cars Land
Piston Pines.
Piston. Are they calling it Piston Pines?
I think
Piston Peak.
Peak. Yeah, Piston
Peak.
I don't know why I said Pines.
We're still not sure what to expect. Well, because there are going to be a lot of pine trees available. So, so we'll see. But also new tech coming to Epcot this week. So Test Track 3.75 and a half, or whatever they're going to call it at this point, just open for pass holder previews. It's now more sleek, it's more immersive, and
I've heard really good things about it so far.
I heard it's a serious nod to World of Motion. So
yeah,
I mean, I'm looking forward to hearing more about it. But I want to know in the comments if there's anything that you guys had sentimental value towards that you miss having in the parks, or something that you are missing in the parks right now. Courtney, what about you? Something you miss from your childhood.
From my childhood.
Yeah.
Well, growing up, it was just Disneyland, but like, you know what? We had the People Mover and the Sky Buckets. I remember me and Kelly were the last ones on the Sky Buckets when it closed. So, and I remember taking them from Fantasyland to Tomorrowland.
Oh. Kevin said, I heard the Nod to World of Motion includes one line and a short, weird rendition of a song from the ride.
Could be true. We'll find out. You will be the first one to write it, Kevin.
You will, Kevin. Kevin, you got to let us know. We're going to expect you to report back on this, because I've heard some reports that it was a good nod, but that doesn't sound like it would be a good nod.
No.
One line in a short, weird rendition. That's funny. Entertainer says he misses the Great Movie Ride.
See, I don't miss that. Well, I mean, I got to see it like online, but like when we went, it was already Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway.
Kevin's going to keep us posted. No, I definitely appreciated the Great Movie Ride. And once I met Imagineers that were like crucial in show writing for that show, and then hearing them talk about seeing Minnie and Mickey's for the first time, I mean, they were okay with it. They were okay with the transition. They said it's like a sense of nostalgia that was a little lost, but there's still nods. There's still things that,
there's still
things
in
kept
there.
the spirit of the ride alive. So I think I'm okay with that. Nobody else has anything else that you miss? You guys are making it an easy show over here on Courtney and I today.
I mean, I guess I miss the Country Bear Jamboree we used to have. I do miss the Country Bears. And I know they're in Magic Kingdom right now, but it's different.
It is different. I love that Judy Garland's Liz Minnelli voiced Dorothy in the ride. Yep. I still wish I could go on Horizons in the Dreamfinder version of Imagination again. Yes. We already know how I feel about the Dreamfinder and the Dreammobile, and them not letting Tony Baxter bring it back to us right now.
I know. It's horrible.
I need to give Figment an emotional support hug. Okay.
We're all there with you.
I'm okay. I'm okay. Oh, Judy Garland's daughter. Yeah, Liza Minnelli.
Yes.
Okay. There you go. I actually don't think I realized that Liza Minnelli was Judy Garland's daughter.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, yeah.
Entertainer, Splash Mountain. Lewis would agree with you. Lewis would agree with you.
Lewis would.
All right. So we are going to, speaking of Lewis, let's hear from him. We're going to hear from Lewis at Sunken City Design. And when we come back, we're going to talk about celebrating 4th of July in the parks.
Sunken City Designs brings you art. Do you like art? I know I do. How about art based on Disney characters, like Mickey Mouse and the Oyster Thief? You know, that's actually from Alice in Wonderland, the best princess movie ever made. Also, we have some dwarfs that have their heads ripped off sometimes. Why? I don't know. It's because it's Sunken City Design. So go there, sunkencitydesign.com. Get yourself some great merchandise. You got posters and, I believe, clothes. Who knows? I got a cup from there, and it's fantastic. You like cups? Do you ever use those? I do. Go for it. Oh yeah, sweatshirts. Can't forget about those. If you're ever cold, get yourself a sweatshirt from sunkencitydesign.com. Also, Wall-E. You know, that's the best movie ever made. Second only to Alice in Wonderland. All right, if you also like Walt's apartment, they have merch for that too. Where? sunkencitydesign.com. Hopefully you've already loaded up that site and you're looking at it and you have some items in your cart. Go ahead and check out as soon as you can because the show's about to come back on. All right, everybody. We appreciate you.
The show is back on, and we do hope that you filled up your cart at Sunken City Design. Lou has lots of big things coming, and we are excited for him to share those things with us when he's ready. But we're excited for him. So we are recording this on July 2nd, 2025, which means that the 4th of July is just 2 days away. And it is a crazy time, but also a great time to be in the Disney parks. So, Courtney, do you want to tell us a little bit about what to expect from the Disney parks in July?
Yeah, so most of the time, like the two biggest parks to be in is Magic Kingdom and Epcot. That's where you're going to find the fireworks display that they do over in Florida. They call it Celebrate America, a 4th of July concert in the sky at Magic Kingdom. That's going to be available on July 3rd and 4th at 9:20 p.m. And then Epcot, what you do is you gather around the pond, and then you enjoy Luminous, the Symphony of Us, which is their nighttime spectacular. And then that is followed by a 4th of July, July 4th only edition of Heartbeat of Freedom. So they only do it one night at Epcot, and then they do it for 2 nights at Magic Kingdom. And then, of course, you're going to have all your 4th of July snacks for foodies. They start them on June 29th, and you can get them until July 5th. That barbecue pulled chicken sandwich, it looks really good from Regal Eagle.
Yep. So you're going to find themed food and treats all across Walt Disney World Resort and Disneyland. You'll find characters in their patriotic attire wanting you to take pictures with them. The Dapper Dans do a patriotic set at Magic Kingdom. Epcot, Voices of Liberty, I believe, does a special set.
And I believe they've also have George Bush's like paintings still in the rotundant of the
American Adventure.
Yeah, the American Adventure, so you can see that.
And then Spaceship Earth does get its red, white, and blue colors usually at night.
Yes. And yes, see, that's the Portraits of Courage. That's George W. Bush's paintings. You're going to get you're going to be able to see the fireworks from the Polynesian, but make sure you have a dinner reservation or stay there, or else you cannot watch the fireworks from there.
Or Trader Sam's.
Yeah. Or Trader Sam's. Yeah.
Yeah, Trader Sam's, and you can sit outside.
Yeah. The electrical water pageant is going to have a patriotic grand finale featuring the American flag. And that, that's stuff that you can do outside of the parks. And then at Disneyland, they just do the fireworks and have some treats for the 4th of July.
And you can always check out the flag retreat. It's always a little more emotional to watch on July 4th with, veterans being honored on Main Street.
Yeah, they'll call them up. Yeah.
But again, character meet and greets in their patriotic attire, special July 4th food offerings. And if you just are like, hey, how can I participate? What can I do to make it extra special? Well, there's tons of 4th of July merch.
Yes, always merch.
Always merch. Tons of 4th of July merch. And it always sells really well. And it's usually very, very special. So you can wear red. You can wear red, white, and blue, but red, white, and Disney. You can make sure that so like I said, it's a chaotic time to be at the parks on the 4th of July. It is chaos.
Very, very busy.
Especially in Florida. And it's hot. Yeah. Lines are long. So make sure that you have the app downloaded.
And do your mobile orders.
Yes. Early. Mobile order early. Arrive early and stay late for all of the festivities. You don't want to miss anything. Fireworks spots start filling up about 7 p.m.
Yeah.
And they're not
till line up early to get good spots for the fireworks.
Yeah. And it's hot all over the country right now. but especially where our theme parks are. So make sure that you are staying hydrated. Make sure you're staying cool.
Big fans and cooling towels.
We do special 4th of July pins as well. So make sure you grab some of those as keepsakes. I don't know. Anything else we want to say about 4th of July in the parks? I've never done 4th in the parks. Have you, Courtney?
Yes, I did get to go see the 4th of July fireworks at Disneyland one time. And it was very nice. I think at that time they did them like on the 3rd and the 4th, and I think we were there on the 3rd, so it wasn't as crowded, but it was a very nice one. They kind of do it to patriotic music and it's all red, white, and blue. It's a very different fireworks show for sure than their normal one. So it doesn't have like any Disney-esque parts in it. So don't expect to see characters or anything, but it's still very moving and very good. They put on a good patriotic show.
Yeah. And I believe they do stream them. I know I saw them streamed last year, I believe.
They could. I don't know.
Well, if not, there are usually live streamers. There are usually live
Absolutely.
streamers who are streaming them. So you can look for those.
Definitely
on YouTube.
that. Maybe the Disney Parks blog sometimes does it. I don't know.
I feel like they might have last year, but I could be wrong. I know I watched them last year. So I watched
You just don't
them
remember
somewhere.
who you
I
were
can't
watching.
remember who. No, that's okay. Okay. So we are going to try and do something a little bit different tonight. We just like rolled through our news that we had.
Yeah,
It's
we didn't have very much.
We didn't have very much news, especially because we are recording Extra Magic Hour tomorrow too. So we're debating whether to go to Universal or Knott's on Friday. Well, I don't know what Universal. Well, I'm sure they both have.
That's good on 4th of July. Actually, last year we met Kevin and Amanda at Universal for 4th of July. Unfortunately, this year we can't go anywhere because our parents are on a cruise and we have to stay home with the dog. So we are going to go see Jurassic Park during the day, but at night we can't leave them alone because of the fireworks. So
yeah. Oh,
if our parents were home, we totally meet you at Universal, Kevin. Totally.
Well, Kevin, then I'll make the decision for you guys. And you guys go to Knott's, and then you let us know whether you had more fun at Universal last year or more fun at Knott's this year. We can make it an Extra Magic Hour special with Kevin and Amanda from Where in the Park. He said, we will get to that in a second, entertainer. How sad. How sad that I want you to go to Knott's. I'm sorry.
No, he probably said how sad that we can't go anywhere.
Let's see. I read the answers to the mailbag questions at Diz Insider. I heard work on the live action Tangled could begin soon. I hope they don't cast JoJo Siwa as Rapunzel. I'm just not a fan of hers. I don't know anything about it. I don't want JoJo Siwa in anything.
The last time I heard about this, it was shelved because, Snow White. So, I don't know why they would think that they could bring that back all of a sudden, unless they're basing it off of the fact that Lilo and Stitch did well. I don't know.
I'm okay with a live action Tangled.
I'm not.
I will see. I will give that a chance,
especially with the JoJo Siwa, because I don't think
JoJo Siwa.
Yeah, no. I don't think she's a Rapunzel.
Sabrina Carpenter for Rapunzel. I ship that. Not
okay. She might be a good choice, but as Kelly and I were talking the other day, Sean, Sabrina, her brand's not about Disney right now, and Disney's not going to have her the way that she is right now.
No, she's spicy.
She's surpassed. Yeah, she's in her Miley Cyrus spicy era, which she might get past. It's okay. Not as crazy as Miley was in her spicy era, but she's
not shaving her head like Britney Spears did.
No. But
Courtney, it's because Lilo and Stitch was a major success. Yeah, but then we also have
to. But see, the thing
is,
but Lilo and Stitch is totally different from a princess movie. And we've already seen where princess movies lie with their live action remakes. Absolutely not, Sydney Sweeney. She's not, No. I don't see Disney casting her either.
Yeah. I mean, I just need to dye my hair blonde.
She's been so sexualized. I'm sorry. I'm just going to put this out there. Sydney Sweeney has been so sexualized that I don't think Disney would touch her with a 10-foot pole right now. So,
And I mean, that's kind of how Sabrina Carpenter is portraying herself as well.
And actually, like, that's kind of the reason why. And for Rapunzel being so sweet and innocent because she's been locked in a tower, I don't see those type of girls right now and how they want to portray themselves as doing that.
Yes. So Kevin said How to Train Your Dragon did well. So live action remakes aren't the problem.
Exactly.
Yeah. And like we said, Lilo and Stitch did well.
Yeah.
I do think that they could do well with the Moana live action. I think if they have the right casting, they could do well with Moana. But princess movies are a hard sell.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
I wouldn't even go for Taylor.
If they wouldn't
Taylor's too busy.
If they wouldn't have used her as Ladypool, I would have gone for Blake Lively.
Yeah, but now she's toxic. She can't be touched right now. So.
Yeah. It's hard. It's a hard sell. Then who? I just said I'm going to dye my hair blonde and I'm going to become Rapunzel. I can pretend to be a sad princess who sings and sweeps floors. I would take Taylor Swift over JoJo Siwa anyways. Agreed,
yes. But Taylor's too busy to do that right now.
She is living her best life.
Absolutely.
Plus,
I don't know. Have you seen her act? I love Taylor, but girl.
Oh, yeah. Valentine's Day was horrible. But also,
she was young.
Taylor Lautner.
Taylor Lautner, yeah.
But I thought he did great in other movies that she wasn't in. Don't date your coworkers in movies.
Yeah.
And then your chemistry won't be weird on screen.
Yeah.
Go with that.
Right.
All right. So
I actually would maybe go with Dove Cameron, but I don't know. She might be a little
maybe they can hire an unknown.
Yeah. I would probably go with an unknown.
Disney Parks Dream Portrait series anyway.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
She did, yes. At the Annie Leibovitz.
Maybe they can just get AI to do it. Speaking of AI, we're going to try and trick AI tonight. We're going to play a game where I want you guys to give me absolutely absurd things that you think cannot be proven true about a Disney movie. Like the example I gave last time we talked about this was Gaston is a better hero than Hercules. And we're going to see if AI can prove our statements wrong. We could say Taylor Swift would convince me that there's a better candidate for Rapunzel live action than Taylor Swift. And we'll see what they say for that. So I will work on that. I want you guys to come up with absolutely absurd things while we were on this next commercial break that you're like, there is no way that they can prove this otherwise. And then we'll see what kind of craziness AI comes up with. All right.
Sounds good.
In the meantime, we are going to get away today. So we'll be right back.
It's been a great show so far, but who's ready for an ad break? Did you know that the best way to keep our shows going is by supporting our sponsors? So let's get to know more about the travel experts at Getaway Today. They've been helping to make vacation dreams come true since 1990. And whether you want to visit the happiest place on earth or to travel to Orlando for a most epic adventure, they are there to help. Are you trying to find out which hotel is your best option or which theme park tickets will work best for your visit? Are you concerned that you might need a last-minute change? No worries. Their travel experts will help you out. Looking to book a cruise but don't know where to start? Hey, they can help with that too. They will find the perfect cruise for your vacation, whether it's your first time or you're a well-seasoned cruiser. When you book your cruise with one of the Getaway Today experts, you will have a dedicated agent to help you every step of the way. They take care of the details so you can have the most fun. Getaway Today offers peace of mind travel, allowing you to cancel or make changes up to 72 hours before your trip. You will always have the most up-to-date vacation information both pre-arrival and upon welcome. Getaway Today guarantees the best prices, with no hidden fees, and every time you book through Getaway Today, they will donate a portion back to a charitable organization in your area. And so far, over $4.5 million have been donated. So go ahead and dial 1-855-GETAWAY, that's 1-855-438-2929, and be sure to tell them that Walt's Apartment sent you. Or just click the link in our show notes for more information and the best deals to start your Disney, Universal Studios, or cruise vacation planning. What I'm trying to say is, if you like to travel, check out Getaway Today. All right, so now it's time to get back to enjoying that view from Walt's apartment. Let's get back to the show.
Definitely check out Getaway Today for all of your vacation needs. They are free of charge to use, and they can get you anywhere you pretty much want to go. So check them out and let them know that we sent you. I actually told them to tell someone we sent them this week, so it's fine.
Nice.
All right. So I asked AI to convince me that Taylor Swift was the perfect choice for Rapunzel in a live action movie. And then I asked AI to convince me someone else would be better and it gave me both. So it named someone neither of us named. So
no? Oh, good.
Oh no, Entertainer, we're trying to trick AI right now. So
yeah.
Just so like Kevin said, the evil queen has a better singing voice than Snow White.
I want to hear what it says about that.
We're gonna see what it says about that.
For sure.
Okay. So it says she is the character, spirited, curious, and creatively locked away. She already sings like a Disney princess.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about how great her hair is. She has the range, not just vocally, but emotionally.
I don't know about emotional.
It says, see all too well the short film.
Oh,
You can swing from giddy to grief to fierce independence. Exactly what the role needs. She already commands a kingdom. Literally. That one made me giggle. And she would elevate the whole movie because guess what? If Disney cast Taylor, it's not just a film, it's an event. It would be a best-selling soundtrack. Box office would be record-breaking. Swifties and Disney fans would be a cultural takeover.
They're not wrong on that.
They're not. So I said, let's flip the script. Who could do it better? They said Florence Pugh.
See that, although she's feisty though, but
so is Rapunzel.
But Florence was very good in Little Woman with Meek and Minor, so I could see it. I should have thought.
So that's what it just said. Florence Pugh has proven herself in period dramas like Little Women, action films like Black Widow, and psychological thrillers like Don't Worry, Darling. Rapunzel is more than a girl with a brush. She's funny, feisty, terrified, brave, and grows into her power. Florence can do all of that without ever seeming like she's playing dress up.
Absolutely.
She brings real grit to the role.
Mm-hmm.
She fights for her place and she doesn't just dance through it. She has that natural toughness wrapped in warmth.
I would love seeing her the frying pan on whoever plays Flynn Rider.
And
it would be really fun.
Yes, she can sing, and the fact that she can sing is unexpected to most people. So they would be like, "Whoa!" And she doesn't.
We haven't seen her sing in a movie yet.
She becomes the role, and they said that her songs would feel personal, almost indie folk, and they would feel fresh, not manufactured.
Okay.
And they said with Taylor Swift, no matter how good the performance is, you might always feel like you're watching Taylor Swift.
That's true, because she's Florence, so well known.
Yeah, you lose her in the character, which is what a fairy tale needs.
Mm-hmm.
She has the Disney princess look, but it's twisted. Big eyes, expressive face, golden hair that looks magical. But she also has a slightly offbeat quality that makes a character like Rapunzel feel unpredictable and modern. Not a cookie cutter princess. She wouldn't just be beautiful, she'd be interesting. If Taylor Swift is a glittering pop version of Rapunzel, Florence Pugh is the fully realized Oscar-worthy interpretation. She gives you comedy, heart strength, and emotional depth in a way that feels immersive. Disney doesn't just need a star, it needs a storyteller.
I agree full-heartedly.
Dang, AI just served us on that one.
Right? Absolutely.
All right. Let's see. Convince me that the evil queen has a better singing voice than Snow White. Should I say in the live action?
Yeah, in live action.
Oh.
Well, the queen doesn't sing in animated, so
Right.
at all. She doesn't have a song, but let's see what it says.
It's trying. It's literally trying. Snow White is traditionally written with a high childlike soprano, sweet but limited. The evil queen can have a darker, more powerful mezzo-soprano or contralto voice. It should be deep vibrato, haunting resonance, and sultry control. She doesn't chirp, she commands. Okay. Performance over prettiness. Snow White's voice is meant to be pure. The queen's voice is supposed to be complex. Yeah, you're failing me here. AI.
Yeah, it didn't do it.
Fucking movie. Sorry. Watch the freaking movie.
We actually saw it this weekend, but honestly, to be really frank, now that I've seen the movie, it looks like the whole thing looks like that if you were watching your favorite drama and then all of a sudden they decide to do a musical episode and people don't really sing. That's what the whole thing looked like to me.
I mean, it did finish it this way. Snow White can sing to the birds, but the evil queen can make them fly away. Yeah, she sure does.
Yeah.
She sure does. She sure does. She should have not sang. They should have left that part out.
Yeah.
All right. And then it said, do you want me to write a simple villain ballad for her?
Well, it might be better than what she sings.
Sing. All right.
It might be better than what she sings in the movie.
Convince me, Sean said, convince me that Bob Chapek did a good job when he was CEO of the Walt Disney Company.
Oh, dear.
This is kind of funny. Bonjour, Jean.
Bonjour.
Hey, Long Live Crow, what's up?
Hi.
Okay. It's the arguments that we've always given you, Sean. He steered Disney through an unprecedented crisis. He took over in February 2020, weeks before the pandemic. Disney Plus exploded in growth, hitting over 100 million subscribers in a year. The company survived financially without layoffs as massive as other entertainment giants. He reopened parks safely and efficiently, implementing reservation systems that, despite backlash, helped manage post-COVID crowds. He inherited a sinking ship mid-storm and kept it from going under. He prioritized long-term profitability. He focused on subscription-based revenue, introduced park pricing models like Genie Plus, and streamlined operations by consolidating content decisions under Disney Media Entertainment Distribution. He wasn't trying to be beloved. He was trying to make the machine run better. He made bold calls others wouldn't. Chapek wasn't afraid to break away from magic at all cost image to confront real issues. He greenlit projects that diversified Disney content, like Encanto and Turning Red. He released films directly to streaming when theaters were uncertain, a gutsy pivot that helped Disney stay relevant. He modernized the company's thinking, even if it came at the expense of legacy habits. He was the CEO that Disney needed in that moment. Bob Iger was the visionary. Chapek was the operator. He wasn't there to dazzle. He was there to stabilize, optimize, and weather the storm. He laid groundwork and took the heat for changes that might benefit the company in the long run, even if he wasn't the right face for its future. Ooh.
That's a hard one.
It is a hard one because it's true, because we always say he was the fall boy.
Yeah. I mean, he did... I will say that he did some things correct, but most of the stuff was not good. And doing what he thought was right to the expense of magic and making people happy is not always great. That just makes it really, really hard. Needless to say, I still think that it was the right decision to let him go and Bob Iger come back.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not wrong to say that he inherited a sinking ship at the time. Like, every company was a sinking ship at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that he kept Disney afloat until it was time to redirect. So Sean said, I agree. Thank you, AI. And thank you, Bob Chapek.
No. We're not thanking Bob Chapek.
We can, because I mean, everything is like, it's like the multiverse. Like, one thing happens and then it changes everything. So
I know, but still, like, in the vast world of all of the Disney CEOs, I still think he was probably more towards the bottom than the top. So,
well, yeah, for sure. Kevin says, convince me that Epcot's World Showcase should have been built indoors. So that actually comes from the conversation that we had on Imagine That Monday that will be coming out this coming Monday. And we talked about how the initial imagining that Harper Goff had given of the World Showcase, well, it was supposed to be indoors, and Harper Goff was the one who said, let's bring it outdoors and put it around a lagoon. So we're going to make sure you check out Imagine That, and we're going to see if AI thinks that the World Showcase should have been built indoors. Number 1, Florida weather is the true villain. Kevin brought this up in our episode. The World Showcase is beautiful, but let's be honest, scorching summers, sudden downpours, humidity so thick it fogs your glasses, and no real shade. An indoor World Showcase would have meant climate controlled comfort year round. Number 2, Epcot. God, I wish I was on right now. Well, too bad, you ditched us to work. So
exactly.
But it's not like AI is going anywhere. We can do this again sometime, Sean.
And no, you can't come on just to, sing praises to Bob Chapek.
I remember when he hated Bob Chapek.
Right.
Number 2, Epcot was meant to be the city of the future. Walt's original vision for Epcot was a climate-controlled enclosed community where weather couldn't disrupt life, commerce, or innovation. An indoor World Showcase would have been the closest realization of that dream, a global city under one roof. Think a mega structure with skylights, simulated day-night lighting, and shifting ambiance per pavilion. Controlled weather.
They're going to get it in Abu Dhabi, so,
Yep. And that's what we talked about, too. We said, we wonder if they're going to pull out Harper Goff's original blueprints or the ones that they had before Harper Goff came in and reimagined them, and see if they use those for Abu Dhabi. Because we know those are somewhere in the archives.
Absolutely.
Controlled weather could even enhance the storytelling. Snow in Norway, a breeze in Morocco, cool dusk in Japan. Total environmental immersion. Bonjour, Jean.
Bonjour.
Number 3, indoor equals better storytelling. Including World Showcase would have allowed Imagineers to control lighting, sound, and transitions. No more visual clashes between countries or watching fireworks rigging in the daylight. Each pavilion could have used projection domes, moving ceilings, and scent effects to fully transport guests into their story. Imagine entering the UK pavilion through a foggy London street, or strolling through an indoor cherry blossom night in Japan. No matter the season outside, the theming possibilities are unlimited inside a show building. 4, it would have solved expansion problems. An indoor design could have been modular and expandable, making it easier to add countries without disrupting guest flow or dealing with outdoor construction. Envision a continuously evolving international promenade where walls shift to reveal new cultures, new tech, and new dining without blocking views of Spaceship Earth or crowding the lagoon. Number 5, Disney is already doing it elsewhere, and it works. Tokyo Disney Sea's Mediterranean Harbor has covered portions. Disneyland Paris has covered walkways and arcades. Even Star Wars Galaxy's Edge uses controlled sightlines and sound. Disney knows that controlling the environment equals better immersion. World Showcase could have pioneered this decades ago. Dang, Kevin.
That was a good one. AI very much convinced us. I mean, we've all been thinking it.
Yep. So we do know that they're probably going to do something like that in Abu Dhabi because it is
it's
just
way hotter.
too hot, and the windstorm, like the dust storms
The
they have.
sandstorms.
Yeah.
I don't like sand.
Kevin said,
doesn't
I'm
even like
convinced.
sand.
I'm convinced. And if Kevin's convinced, then you did a good job, AI.
Exactly, yeah.
It did ask me if I want a visual pitch for what the concept could look like.
Ooh.
maybe I'll say yes, and I'll put that in our absolutely free Discord.
Please do, because it'll probably end up looking like Abu Dhabi.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let AI create that visual pitch. If you want to see what that would look like with an indoor World Showcase, you're just going to have to come join our Discord and find out.
Yep.
You guys have any more what ifs or convince me because before we close out our show today? We've got lots of exciting things coming here at the apartment. We're coming up on our 6-year launch.
Yeah.
Launch
and
in
also
6 years.
The 70th anniversary of Disneyland is next week. Well, not next week, but the week after.
Yep, the 17th. We have Extra Magic Hour going strong. We have tons of trip reports that we're able to bring to you guys because my lovely cohort here and Kelly and Joey are always able to get into the parks. And
well, me and Joey will be there on the 15th after we get back from our cruise, and then on the 19th, Kelly and I will be there with Where in the Park.
Yeah. And imagine that. We are having a lot of fun covering opening day Imagineers for that show. We are going over the history of those Imagineers, how they got their start with the company, and kind of what their style was like. And then we are taking either things that they worked on and plussing them more in their style with today's technology, or we are taking something else that they didn't work on in the park and reimagining it as if they had. So check out those episodes.
Question.
Yes,
Did you
ma'am.
watch the last 3 episodes of
I have not yet. I'm going to do that tonight. That tonight. So
we'll save
without telling me too much, now that you've seen the last 3 episodes, how did you feel about the season overall? We're talking about Ironheart, guys.
Yeah. I'm going to say I didn't like the way it ended.
Oh no! Did it ruin the whole season for you, or did it leave
you? It didn't ruin the whole It didn't ruin the whole season. I still think that Anthony Ramos was great. I did like Dominique Ironheart progressively better. The relationship between her and Natalie gets more emotional and more comes to life better. But
because I know that was something that you were skeptical about last time. You're like, why are they focusing so much on their relationship?
Yeah. And the thing is also they introduce a character that everybody's been wanting for a while, and it just
other than the one that we've already seen. We figured out who he is, or someone else gets introduced.
No, we figured out who he is.
I figured that out in episode 1. Okay. Okay.
But it's somebody that we've been wanting since WandaVision, and I don't know if it really makes sense between the.
Wait a second. Wait. So he's not who I thought he was then?
No.
So he's not the Hood?
Else. No. He's talking to the Hood. It's somebody else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw it out there. If you guys haven't watched, it's Dormammu, right?
No. That's who she thinks it is, because that's what the witch tells her it is.
Mm-hmm. It's freaking Mephisto? Dang it.
So
wow.
I'm not trying to give it away, but yeah. Something happens, and I don't
Sorry,
get
Kevin.
the relationship.
Sorry, Kevin. All right, well then that's okay, because we're gonna have a Walt's Apartment Presents the Tribe, and we're gonna talk about Ironheart, and we're all gonna come together and talk about it. So we'll plan that for this coming week. Well, whenever you guys get back from your cruise.
Actually was kind of already spoiled if you saw things people said he was going to be in it, but And
Well,
Kevin,
yeah,
yes,
I blocked
but
that out.
yeah. So.
Oh my goodness. All right. So now I have to go watch these episodes.
Yes, you do. I mean, I like the lead up to the end. It's just like what happens at the end. I don't really get where they're going with it.
So they did say that Ironheart was going to inform a lot of things to come for the MCU. And without seeing the ending, I can't speculate on that, but I can when we do our Walt's Apartment Presents. So
yeah.
If you guys want to know our thoughts on Ironheart and breaking down the things that we think are to come and, doing our typical tribe thing, just adding a few faces to the team, definitely be looking for that in the coming weeks. If you've enjoyed this live episode, please make sure that you are liking, subscribing, sharing, leaving comments, reviews, message us on social media, let us know how we're doing. Join our absolutely free Discord. I've got the images right here for what that reimagined World Showcase would look like. And just let our podcast players know that you like what we're doing. If you're not following on YouTube, that is where we could use the most follows right now. So head on over there, give us a like and subscribe. Check out our amazing sponsors, Where in the Park, Getaway Today, and Sunken City Designs. Links to everything are in the show notes and on all of our social media. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we hope you enjoy the view from Walt's apartment.
Good night.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land. Here age relives fond memories of the past, and here youth may savor the challenge and promise of the future. Disneyland is dedicated to the ideals, the dreams, and the hard facts that have created America, with the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.